So today, Sony held a special keynote and finally announced their new Sony WH-1000XM4 headphones. Now, their promo video was leaked a few days ago, but personally I wanted to hold off until we got an official price point and release date. And I also wanted to see if Sony was going to pull off a one more thing, but they didn't. They just strictly announced their 1000XM4 headphones. But still, even after watching this keynote, there are a few interesting details that I do want to share with you guys about these new headphones. Now, the number one thing that people want to know is price and availability. Right now, the Sony 1000XM4s are currently up for pre-order for $350, which is the same as the 1000XM3s. Thankfully, we haven't seen a price jump here. Now, Amazon says that they're going to be shipping on August 21st, but Best Buy says that they're going to be shipping on August 14th. So at least we know that they're right around the corner. So if you want to make a pre-order, there's going to be a link down below. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about here is active noise cancellation. Now, Sony claims that the 1000XM4s have improved active noise cancellation from the 1000XM3s, thanks to new algorithms. But unfortunately, Sony didn't say, hey, these headphones have 20% better active noise cancellation than the 1000XM3s. But personally, I am hopefully optimistic here because we did see some rather impressive improvements on the active noise cancellation when we went from the WH-700Ns to the WH-710Ns. Because even though the WH-710Ns aren't my favorite headphones, they do have a rather impressive active noise cancellation for a pair of entry-level headphones. Now, another thing that Sony hit on pretty hard in their keynote was the improved fit and build on the 1000XM4s. Sony claims that the 1000XM4s are now lighter than the 1000XM3s, but again, they didn't specify how much lighter they were. But the 1000XM3s currently weigh in at 252 grams, which is pretty lightweight when compared to their direct competitors. So personally, I feel that if Sony manages to get the 1000XM4s down to 245-ish grams, that'll be pretty impressive. But also, Sony claims that they've reworked the ear pads on the 1000XM4s. First off, they have new cushioning, which I think is a really good thing because the cushioning on the 1000XM3s can be a little saggy. But they also claim that they made the ear pads on their new headphones more spacious, which I think is awesome because even though the 1000XM3s fit me fine, they do feel a little bit more cramped when compared to the Sony XB900Ns, and especially when compared to their direct competitors, like either the Bose NC700s or the Sennheiser PXC552s. But something that Sony didn't mention, which I really wish they did, was the leatherette. The leatherette on the 1000XM3s feels very synthetic, especially when compared to their direct competitors. And even after 2 years of heavy usage, the leatherette on these headphones still feels very plasticky. So personally, I was really hoping that Sony would come out and say, hey, we also improved the leatherette quality on the 1000XM4s, but they didn't. But I don't feel that we'll be able to definitively know until we actually get to feel the leatherette on the 1000XM4s once we get them in-house. But now let's talk about tech specs. These headphones are still rocking a 30-hour battery life. Now, a 30-hour battery life is still above average, but personally I was hoping for a 35 or maybe even 40-hour battery life. But more importantly, the 1000XM4s finally have simultaneous Bluetooth connectivity. So you can finally hot swap from one device to another. And this is a feature that we've been asking for a while now, because most of Sony's direct competitors can already do this. And Sony also claims that the 1000XM4s have improved microphones for phone calls than the 1000XM3s. But personally, I am taking this one with a grain of salt, and we're gonna have to wait and see, because this is the same thing that Sony said when they first announced the 1000XM3s. And unfortunately, the microphone on the 1000XM3s isn't all that great when compared to their direct competitors. Now, another feature that Sony decided to throw in onto their new headphones are wear sensors. So now, when you take off the 1000XM4s, they'll automatically pause your music, and then when you put them back on, they'll start playing your music again. Now, personally, I am rather impartial here because I'm not the biggest fan of wear sensors, but the 1000XM4s got them if you want them. But personally, I really do hope that you can just turn off the wear sensors through their app. But finally, let's talk about speak to chat, because after watching the keynote, I do have a few questions and thoughts. Now, speak to chat is a feature that when your headphones detect that you're talking, they're gonna automatically lower the volume of your music and let in all of the ambient sound around you so that you can talk to someone without having to take your headphones off or even touch them, which definitely does sound really cool. But Sony says that they developed this feature because people said that they wanted to be able to talk to people without having to touch their headphones. Now, Sony's headphones, including the 1000XM4s, have quick attention. So when you cover their touchpad, they're going to lower the volume of your music and let in all of the ambient sound around you so that you can talk to someone without having to take your headphones off. But the problem with quick attention is that you gotta keep their touchpad covered, because as soon as you let go, your headphones are going to go back to normal. So naturally, people are going to say that they want to be able to talk to someone without having to touch their headphones, because this both looks and feels very awkward. Because with other headphones out there that have a similar feature, like the Bose NC700s, all you gotta do is just press and hold on a button for like a second, and then their feature is activated, and then you just go about and have your conversation with your hands free and look like a normal person. And then when you're done with your conversation, all you gotta do is just tap on the touchpad or just push the button, and then the headphones go back to normal. So personally, I feel speak to chat is an over-engineered solution to a very simple problem. All Sony has to do is make it so that when you cover the touchpad on your headphones for like a second, quick attention will be activated, and then you can just let go, have your conversation like a normal person, and then when you're done with your conversation, just tap on the touchpad and then the headphones will go back to their previous state. Because personally, I really do wonder what kind of a battery drain speak to chat is going to be on the 1000XM4s. Because if your headphones have to constantly look out for you when you're talking, I'd imagine that would consume more power versus when the headphones are strictly just focusing on blocking out noise. And also, how does speak to chat know when you're done having a conversation? Or is your music just going to start playing mid-conversation because the person that you're talking to is just going on and you're just there listening, not talking? But with all that being said, even though at first glance the Sony 1000XM4s look like an incremental upgrade from the Sony 1000XM3s, personally I feel there might be a lot more going on here. Sony promises that their new headphones are lighter and fit better. They've promised improved active noise cancellation. They finally have simultaneous Bluetooth connectivity. And then there's speak to chat. Personally, I do feel speak to chat is an over-engineered solution to a very simple problem, but I'm gonna hold off final judgment until I actually get to try the feature out. But nonetheless, I'm really excited to finally get the 1000XM4s in-house and be on the lookout for a whole lot of videos in the near future. If you made it this far, I guess you enjoyed the video, so hit that like button and get subscribed. It helps out more than you realize. If you want to pick any of the products up mentioned in this video, those will be linked in the description down below, and you can also support the channel by checking out the merch store. But other than that, I'll catch you next time.